All right. So we have 4-year-old coal miners, 5-year-old bakers, a 7-year-old wet nurse. That's a guy. Okay. And somewhere in here, a 7-year-old brewer. Alrighty. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode on Songs of Six. I'm DragonLoon, and thank you for joining me. So to go over what we did in the last episode, which was a very short episode, we worked on food. We finally got back up to 6 days worth of food, in storage, with a total population a little over 1,000 population. We added in a bunch of vegetable farms here, a bunch of fruit farms, some grain farms. We did also get our bakery up and running, not that we really have that many employees to go around. Added in a few extra satellite warehouses, and we added in a bunch of farms up here, again with another warehouse, and we added in a second fishery up here to the north. So that is the progress that we've made so far. It looks like we have another few farms that we can unlock there. However, this time what I wanted to do was originally I wanted to rebuild this settlement over in this area here. But it looks like I will not be able to do that. I could expand up on the other side of the river, but I'm not sure if I want to do that right just yet. I was also contemplating doing an experiment where I take a field, say of this size here, actually probably 8x8, and have only one employee in it, and then increase the number of employees in a second 8x8, in the same ground fertility area, and see what kind of difference having more population in the farms would do. But I don't think we will be able to do that. So instead, I think what I want to try to get to today is getting some an administration building going. Either that or maybe a school. Probably some law enforcement as well. But to make a determination on exactly what we are going to be going towards, actually, I think the law enforcement we need enforcement guard post. They require battle gear. Well, we can't really get battle gear. Let me take a look at the world map. And we can tax. I forget what we can tax. Okay, I think what we can tax is, well, I guess we could tax anything. Forget how we determine. Oh, right there. So we can tax clay, coal, jewels, and wood from our region. We kind of need clay, because right now we're importing clay. So maybe that's what we'll do. We will work on getting to where we can start taxing. So in order to tax, we need one administration point per tax bracket thingy. And right now we have 0. So I think that's what we're going to do. We need to get the administration building, because that provides us with administration points so that we can tax. Now, they require paper, and I think we have enough paper. So, what we want to do, why don't we put the administration building right in here? But first, what I want to do is I want to fill in this area here. All right. So now that we have that in, let's put in a stone road as an outline, and then I'm going to make my administration building here. All right. So we have our admin building set up. Fortunately, it needs paper, which is a far distance away. So we are going to want to get a builder's or a hauler's station set up for paper, which will be beneficial as it will also supply our library. So there we go, and we have 20 people in there already. So now we just need to wait for admin points. And speaking of which, if we go back in here, we can see that we already have 32 admin points. 35? I am not sure how to read that. I don't know if we have 139. All right, let's look here. Rate per day per worker, 139. Oh, estimation of how much can be produced and maintained. All right, so I think we have 35 admin points to go with. So let's go in here and we are going to go to tax, and we are going to tax clay up to 3. And we'll do 4. We're going to tax coal for the same point. Not that much. Okay. Now, how do we increase loyalty? Infrastructure. Ah, there we go. We can increase law, which increases loyalty. And then once we have a few more admin points, we can increase that again. Okay. All right. So to give an explanation of taxing. So once you have these admin points available, you can tax any region that you control. So in this case, we only control this one region, so we can tax just the one region. So what we have to do to tax is we have to go in here to the taxes region, and we have to keep in mind that we can only tax clay, coal, gemstones, and wood out of this region. And for instance, if we look at this region right next to us, this one can produce fruit, or it can be taxed fruit and wood, and up here can tax cotton, fruit, grain, vegetables, can't remember what the pig looking one is, and then entoladon for meat. And over here, this other region here, this one here can be taxed fruit, stone, and wood. Okay, so again, all we can do, ooh, that's a nice one. All we can tax is the ones that are available. So we go in here, we go to taxes, and then we set the taxation rate of each item. So for instance, this coal mines, we are taxing 0.21%, or 21% of what is produced in the region. Now that we have taxes set, we need to go back into our city and make sure that we have some import depots set up to accept coal, which is right here. And I think I have clay set up somewhere. Yeah. Import depot of clay. Now, as was explained on the Discord server, between clay and imports, or between taxes and imports, if we tax our region and it produces more than whatever our import level is set at, in this case 20% of our available storage. So if we produce more than 204 clay and import that through taxation, then we will not have to purchase and import any clay. Same goes with coal or anything that you import. So taxing is more beneficial to some degree than importing, but you do have to provide administration points. So let's go ahead and turn these back on. All right, so now that we have 50 admin points, let's go back and look at our region. And now we are not in a deficit, and we are importing through taxation 534 clay, which is awesome. And we are importing 167 coal. Wish we could also tax ore, but I think if we go in here and try taxing ore, oh, we do get a little bit. But I think there's a massive deficit. Yeah, because we don't, the region doesn't produce ore. If we try taxing it, it's going to cost a lot more than, oh. Well, I was wrong in that. It's not going to cost more. I think it's because of the law. I wonder if we can... Education contributes to your knowledge points and makes subjects more productive while decreasing growth. Ooh, that's nice. Increases carry capacity and production. Let's do that. Ah, I see. Okay, so up here in the admin points, the admin penalty is how much the next item that you choose to use admin points on is going to cost. So in this case, it's going to cost 12 admin points for our next tick of whatever, wherever we put that. So that's going to be interesting. Let's go ahead and get some knowledge, because that's going to increase. That's going to bring in. That's going to bring in 76 knowledge. Okay. However, we are getting a penalty because we only have 50 admin points available, but we're spending 63. So let's go ahead and turn the speed back on. All right. So we are still running in a massive food deficit, but not much we can do about that right now. However, I think what we are going to do, build these roads here, and then we are going to set up another flat house, but we don't have to plan it all out. We can just copy the room from over here. That was weird. All right. Not sure if room copier feature is working just quite properly, but there we go. Let's build that. All right, so I have gotten a lot done. Well, not really a lot. Actually, yeah, kind of a lot. So what I've done is I have added in, as I mentioned, this new flat house to give us another 90 beds to go around. Forgot to add in the doors, however. And as you can see, we've got some other planning going on. So let me explain what I've done. Right here is going to be another rather large warehouse to bring in more food, more building supplies, and more things of that nature. And right here is actually a, call it a triple building. We've got an eatery right here to bring in basic food stores, and that is being surrounded by a canteen to provide higher quality foods. And right next door is a tavern. The reason that I built the tavern is because down here near the grain farms, I've built a grain brewery. So now we're starting to get in some drinks. It's a good thing. And as you can see here, we're starting to get in some torches so that we can start getting some light fulfillment. If we go here, access, there it is. Providing more light access, just to give us another boost to try and bring in some more population, which we're up to 1.4 thousand citizens with an available workforce now of 60, so that's good. I did start to run into some problems with the wood, so I've started taxing our region for wood. So we're bringing in a little bit of clay, a little bit of coal, and a little bit of wood from taxation, which is a good thing. And I've started putting in all of these lights, which we're actually getting pretty good. So, yeah. The other thing that I want to put in, which I almost forgot, is another lavatory. Now, earlier I had said that there was a problem with the rune copier and copying the walls. The problem was I was copying inside a cave where there are no walls. So if you have a building outside of a mountain and you click on it, as you can see, it copies the walls. And we are just going to put that right next to the tavern, just like that. All right. So now that we've gotten that done, let's go ahead and build this warehouse after building in some roads. Gonna put down some torches first, but I think we'll want to put in the roads first. And then, can this reach over there? No, it cannot, so we need another builder's outpost right there. And then we are going to activate warehouse. Ooh, and we've started getting in cut stone. It's actually a really good thing, because another thing that we can do is we can unlock under knowledge. We can, oh yeah, I've also unlocked weaponsmithing for later. We can unlock our bathhouses and eventually our chambers for our lords. Good, but we've unlocked the bathhouses. So let me, that can be under civics, hygiene, yes, bathhouses. We are going to put the bathhouse there we go. All right. And our bathhouse is finished and working. So that will bring in more population, which is kind of good. So I think the next thing that we need to do is sadly work on food production again, because we're starting to get low again. So what we're going to do with that is grab the fishery. Now that's a nice big area. All right, so it looks like we can't do quite that big of an area. So we will cut off some of this, bring it in here, that, and then we will put in our storage, our auxiliaries, and then we'll collapse this down a bit. Oop, collapse that down a bit so that we can try and put in more this. All right, so there's the max size. We'll go ahead and build that. And of course, we're going to need builder's outpost near it. All right, and then we are going to want another lumber. No, actually, we're pretty good with lumber, but what we do want, we want to start putting in a bakery right here. Okay, so there's a bakery, and then right around the bakery, we are going to want to put in more grain farms, and we're going to want to put in some more fruit farms, and then we're going to want to let them build those. Oh, and we can reactivate all the torches we turned off while we were trying to build things. All right, so we have 4-year-old coal miners, 5-year-old bakers, a 7-year-old wet nurse, that's a guy, okay, and somewhere in here a 7-year-old brewer. Alrighty. Wow. I did not know that kids could start brewing beer at 8 years old and, writing books at 4 years old. That is amazing. But what's even more amazing is a 4-year-old is a university headmaster. All right, so we got our baker going. So now we can produce bread over here at our new area. All right, so now let's go ahead and reactivate these grain yards or grain fields. Probably put in some more vegetable farms too. And we should also reactivate the brewery. All right, and now we have our brewery going. So hopefully we can start producing a lot more beer. Now we need to get our tavern and our lavatory, canteen, and eatery going. And then we are going to activate this job here. And we are out of grain already? Wow. Well, I guess we need to build more grain farms. All right. So we have our canteen open. We have our eatery open. We have our tavern, our very first tavern, along with a few more breweries, potters, lavatories, bakers, and a bunch more fields. So we've made a decent amount of progress. We are bringing in a okay amount of food, and we're actually bringing in taxes. So we're doing pretty good so far. However, the next thing I want to do is I want to work on getting battle gear. Now, we have the battle gear unlocked. Another thing I want to unlock is tools, because tools will help bring in more production. In fact, let me go ahead and unlock that right now while we have the skill points available. So, ooh, that's nice bartering. That's gonna give us more money. Bartering. There we go. All right, so we have a decent amount of food coming in. We have a nice size population. We're up to 2,000 population. I'm surprised we haven't gotten another, oh, it's 2,500 is when we become a king. So we have that. We are starting to expand out even more. I think the next time we will start working on getting battle gear. We need to massively increase our clothing production. We need to start producing rations, which is going to take up some of our food stores, but we can work on that a bit later. Oh, I think I'm actually going to increase amount of coal tax. But yeah, we definitely want to start working on battle gear so that we can start training a militia. In fact, to that extent, I have started bringing in the Garthimi, because they are going to be our best troops. Because as you can see here, given the right training and equipment, they can become quite proficient because they make the perfect cannon fodder. Other than that, I think our Dundorians would be the next likely units, I guess you could say. So when it comes to battle, what we want to do is we want to go up here to our soldier tab. And in our divisions, we can actually specify what race we want each division to be. So we want one division of the Garthimi, and we're going to actually put that up to 150 soldiers, because that's our target. Now, as far as training, we want the training to be, we'll put the Garthimi up to training level 2. And then for the battle gear, we'll jack the battle gear all the way up. Now we're going to turn off this division, and then I think in this division here, for our second one, I think we're gonna make those the Dundorians. And again, we're gonna do training level 2 and max battle gear. And we're gonna go ahead and put that all the way up. So we have a total of 300 soldiers. Yeah, I think that will be good to start off with. But we're gonna need 1800 battle gear. Not to mention, we're going to need to store a bunch of battle gear, because what I want to do eventually is I want to get down here into this region here, because here we can tax ore as well as some more stone, which will help us produce more metal quicker without spending a bunch of money. So that will be the plan for next time. However, where we're going to set up our training grounds and where we're going to set up our battle gear production, tool production, all of that, I think we'll put some of it down here. We might expand out down here, maybe even fill in this lake here. I don't know. We will have to see. However, that's going to be next time. As always, if you enjoyed the content, please make sure to smash that like button. Really does help out a lot. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any more of this really super awesome content. And until next time, stay frosty out there.